good afternoon, investors and corporate. Welcome to Digital Roadshow third quarter 2024 performance review. This section will run about 45 minutes, including Q&A. Company will start the section by 30 minutes, followed by 15-minute Q&A. And during Q&A, investor may leave your question in meeting room chat box or use raise your hand function. We will open your microphone so you can ask the question to the company directly. So may I now invite CP Power Public Company Limited to start the presentation.
Thank you. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Welcome everyone to CK Power Public Company Limited SET Digital Roadshow Q3 2024. And we would like to thank you, the Stock Exchange of Thailand, who arranged this very useful session. First, we would like to introduce our management who joined in this session. First one, คุณมันธนา เพื่อกิจขจร Deputy Managing Director Corporate Planning
สวัสดีค่ะ
One, คุณทิติพัฒน์ อนันต์กูล our CFO. And I am ธรรมกจร นันทพงศ์ Investor Relations. สวัสดีครับ Okay, for today we're going to talk about 3 or 4 topics, including the corporate overviews and sustainability, our first 9 months this year, financial performance, and lastly the project progress update. And we will have a Q&A session in the last. Okay, moving on into the overview of our company. We are power investment arm of CK Group, which is Chao-Pan-Chang Group. We were helped by the CK Group, which is CK, the construction company, TTW, the water utility company, and BM, the metro and expressway company. In total of around 22%, and we have free float about 28%. Our current market cap is around 27 billion baht, and we list in Z100, ZESG, and ZGLNB. We have been rating by TRIS rating at A- with stable outlook. And currently we have the excellent CT score from TIOD, which is the highest ranking for 7 consecutive years this year. Okay, moving on into our portfolio. We invest in 3 types of energy, mainly in hydro, and followed by cogeneration, and lastly the solar. We have total installed capacity of around 3.6 gigawatt installed capacity. Since we have hydro is a main proportion of electricity in our portfolio, so 93% of our portfolio is renewable and green energy, with the rest is 7 is cogeneration. And we sell majority to the Thailand state enterprise, which is EGAT and PEA. Okay, let's deep down into our portfolio. We have power plants both in Laos and in Thailand. All the hydro projects are in Laos. We have 2 types of the power plants, the hydro power plants, which is reservoir type, number 2, series in 2013 with capacity of 650. And we have the runoff river, 1 up and running and 1 is under construction. The one is up and running is Saiburi hydro power plant, COD in 2019, with the capacity of 1.2 gigawatt. And the one is under construction is Luang Prabang project, which we are focusing in investment in this project right now. It's expect to COD in early 2030 with the total capacity of around 1.4, almost 1.5 gigawatt. And we also have power plants in Thailand, which are cogeneration in Bang Pei, Yuthaya. They have 2 phases, COD in 2013 and 2017, with total installed capacity of around 238 megawatt. And we have various solar projects across Thailand, in northern, in southeast part of Thailand, and also in central of Thailand, with a total capacity of 42 megawatt. Okay, look at the sustainability side. We currently have 93% of renewable green in our portfolio, but we aim for at least 95 renewable energy by 2043. That means we are not going to invest in any more conventional type of power plants. So we're going to invest in only renewable energy power plants. And we set the target of net zero by 2050. And also, we aim to use our internal electricity which come from the renewable source, 100% by 2043. And last but not least, we continue improving our operational excellence and synergy between all the power plants, both in Thailand and Laos. Okay, moving on into ESG strategy, we embedded in total of 13 UN SDG goals into our business strategy, with the main core 5 sustainability framework, which are the energy management and climate change, biodiversity, the human rights, the social and community care, and business model resilience. The energy management and climate change is what I just mentioned earlier. We aim to have the 100% of renewable electricity consumption from renewable, and more than 95% of renewable capacity in our portfolio, and net zero by 2050. And we are working on the biodiversity roadmap across all our power plants, and we to access the residual impacts at our sites, and we strive to no net loss of biodiversity by 2040. In terms of human rights, we take care of both internal and external stakeholders, including our employees, our suppliers, and also our contractors in the construction site, to make sure that there are no human rights violation case in our plants. Also, in social and community care, we continue to improve the livelihood of the community surrounding all our power plants, both in Thailand and Laos, to make sure that there is no case of the unresolved complaints. In terms of business model resilience, we explore the new customers, but still in ASEAN region, the CLMV regions, we try to look for the new customer with the new geographies, with the new technologies, and also to integrate the digital transformation into business. Currently, we continue to increase our solar capacity. Actually, it's 6 plus 7 megawatts here, and we are working on the renewable electricity, the renewable energy certificate, or IEC selling, which we already sold last year, and we're going to sell again this year and continue forward. Okay, moving on into the financial performance of the first 9 months of this year. Okay, on the revenue side, the CK Power consolidated financial statement, we have the total revenue of around 10 billion baht a year, with the slight growth in the first 9 months of this year, around 0.1% year-on-year, driving by the Namdong 2 performance, with the more inflow into their reservoir, so they can produce more electricity from last year. And we have around 30 to 40% EBITDA margin each year, and a big jump of this year on the first 9 months, with growth of 20% year on year. Also driving from the Namibia 2 again, and some offset by the pumping cogeneration from the lower gas price and the lower FT in Thailand. On the share profit, we have share profit mainly from the associate companies, which are the Savory and Roadshow, the operating one and construction one. The Savory actually it's the share profit is mainly driven by the Savory project, which is the operating one, with the first 9 months of lower growth from last year around 45%. And we have core share profits with taking off all the FX effect, which will be lower from last year for more than 100%, which are from, you see on the right hand side, which are from the Savory operating. The Savory this year, we have too much water flow into the power plants, so the power plant have to suspend their operating for around 17 days in August and September. And some impact from the FX, the Savory foreign exchange rate. The foreign exchange rate of Savory is from their financial asset in US dollar, because in Thailand, actually, especially in Q3, the Thai baht is very appreciating in Q3. So Savory US dollar asset is going down in Q3 and also in 9 months. On the other hand, Roadshow is net liabilities. They have only US dollar loans. So when Thai baht is appreciated, so the dollar loan is going down as well. So it's on the opposite side. So at total, we have the share profit around 306 million baht of first 9 months of this year. And the net profit, we have the net profit margin of around 20% each year, and we have a little bit drop on the first 9 months of this year, around 13% at the first 9 months of this year. And again, in the core net profit, we have a 42% drop year on year. The key change in the net profit is from the positive side, from the Namibia 2, that performance is quite well, partially offset by the pumping cogen, and the operating of Savory is a huge chunk of the drop down. Also, the FX impact will be help a little bit on the net profit. So in total, we have around 800 million baht net profit of 9 months 2024 this year. Okay, moving on into each subsidiaries and associates. The first one is Namibia 2, the reservoir hydropower plant one. The Namibia 2 has annual revenue of around 3 to 4 billion baht, with the EBITDA margin of around 75% and the net profit margin of around 20 to 30% each year. The first 9 months of this year, Namibia 2 is performed quite well, driven by the high inflow into the reservoir, so they can produce more electricity, as I mentioned earlier, and offset by the sum of the expense which are related to the electricity production, which is called the wheeling charge and the royalties. It means when you produce more electricity and sell through the line in the Lao PDR and sell to Thailand, you have to pay more the wheeling charge and pay more royalties to Lao PDR. And also we we have a bit offset by the FX foreign exchange loss because number two is the net USD asset. So with Thai baht appreciation, it's going to be the FX loss. The other improvement is we are under the major overhaul from 2023 to 2025. The number two have 3 turbines generation. The two has been completed the maintenance, and the last one will be going to do the maintenance by the end of next year. We already redemption the debentures of around 1.4 billion baht in October, and so this is going to be positive for the finance cost for number two and for the CKP consolidated as well. Looking into the operation of Namung 2 for the first 9 months, Namung 2 has produced electricity of around 1.5 gigawatt, 1,500 gigawatt hour, which is quite high. They have growth of almost 50% from last year, and we already declared the energy for the fourth quarter. So in total, in this year, we have declared the electricity of around 2,100 gigawatt hour, which is around 26% growth from last year, which is helped by the inflow into the reservoir. So looking into the reservoir level, at the end of October, they have reservoir level at 324 meters above the mean sea level, which is much higher than last year. And with the declaration of the fourth quarter, we expect to end this year of the reservoir level of around 368 meter above the mean sea level, which is higher than last year by 1 meter. 1 meter at this level, it's around 100 million cubic meter of water. So in terms of the power tariff, Namung 2 have the electricity tariff both in Thai baht and the USD baht portion. So in total, they will have the average tariff of around 1.9 to 2 baht per kilowatt hour. So moving on to another asset, the Savory, the run-of-river one, they have a total revenue of around 14 to 15 billion baht a year, with the EBITDA margin of around 90% plus, and the net profit margin of around 20% each year. The first 9 months of this year, their performance is quite dropped from last year, from the too much higher flow into the power plant, so they have to suspend the electricity production. So their sales are dropped from last year, and they also have the higher interest rate, so they have a high finance cost as well, and again the FX loss from the Thai baht appreciation, especially in the third quarter. In terms of the long-term loan of the Savory, the outstanding is around 84 billion baht, which is the approximately Thai baht floating rate of around 66% of this amount, and USD floating rate of around 11% of this outstanding amount. So for the decrease rate of the Fed 2 times this year, and from the Thailand Central Bank this year, will help on the interest rate of Savory on the fourth quarter and going forward to the next year as well. as you will see the downward trends of the cost of debt of Saiburi Q3 are going to be going down. Moving on into the operation of Saiburi, as I mentioned earlier, the water inflow in August and September is quite high. You will see that it's far high below from the average long-term water inflow, the green dot line. That caused the power plant has to suspend their operating in August and September for about 17 days or around 367 hours. But again, in the October, the water still higher from the long-term average, but it is in the optimum level. So the October energy of the Saiburi is the new high of power plants. This is the highest October since we start operating in 2019. And we expect the two major Chinese dams upstream us, which have full capacity right now. They will release the water. We expect that we release the water in the Q4. So this would help Saiburi to produce more electricity in November and December, which partly compensated what we missed in August and September this year. And look into the tariff structure again. The Saiburi have the US dollar and Thai baht elements in their tariff, the same with Nammo too, and with the total electricity tariff is around 2 baht per kilowatt hour. Moving on into Bangpei cogeneration, they have total revenue of around 5 billion baht a year, with EBITDA margin of around 25% and net profit margin of around 10% each year. The performance of Bangpei cogeneration on this first 9 months is a little bit dropped because they have because of 3 factors. First one is they dropped the energy production a little bit especially in the June. So we have some maintenance, so the electricity production is dropped. The second one is the gas price is dropped as well, and the third one is the FT rate in Thailand is dropped from last year. So in total, they have dropped in their sales around 600 baht from last year, and it's compensated by the lower gas price, which is the cost they have to pay. So it offset, but in total they still have a bit lag from the cost and the revenue, so they have a drop of performance in total. On the Bangpei cogeneration operation, as I mentioned earlier, they have a little bit drop in production in June, so they have a little bit drop in electricity production in total 9 months this year, around less than 1%, and the gas price going on the downward trends. In October, we see the around 300 baht per MMBTU, and we expect for the lower gas price in the rest of the year. And for the FT rate, it's still constant at 0.4, and you use this rate until the end of the year. So Bangpei, so moving on into Bang Khien Chai, the solar one, they have total revenue of around 90 to 100 baht a year, with the EBITDA margin of 80% plus and the profit margin of around 20 to 30% each year. We'll see a drop of their performance in the first 9 months of this year because two main factors. The electricity drop in September because they have maintenance that month, and the second one is the FT rate is also dropped, which is the same trend with the pumping cogen. So this causing the bucket chai performance drop for the first 9 months of this year. Okay, moving on into the balance sheet of CK Power consolidated. At the end of Q3, we have total asset of around 74 billion baht, which is the IBD of around 32 billion baht. The increasing of the IBD is from we issue the new debentures in April of around 5,000 baht, and we also have some more PN and some more loan from financial institutions this year. But in terms of the leverage ratio, we have the net interest-bearing debt to equity at the end of Q3 at 0.54 times versus our covenant of not over 3 times, which is quite low from our covenant. In terms of our long-term loans, we have the outstanding long-term loan of around 32 billion baht. About half is on CKP itself, and around 35% from Vietnam too, and the rest is from the pumping cogeneration. And the cost of debt of the consolidated level is standing at 3.77% at the end of Q3, and we expect to see a little bit lower in Q4 going on to next year. In terms of CapEx plans and investment, for this year we have 2 major investment. The first one is Luang Prabang equity injection. We have to inject the capital into the Luang Prabang from 2024 into 2029 of a total of around 17 billion baht. Within this year, we have to inject around 2,700 million baht, and another 500 is for the investment in the solar projects. Okay. So now we're moving on into the project progress updates. We have 2 progress to update as at the end of September this year. The first one is the construction progress of Luang Prabang Power hydropower projects. At the end of September, the construction progress is around 73%, which is according to the plan, and the SCOD is still at the early 2030. And until now, the CKP inject the capital to the Luang Prabang at around 6 billion baht. And another one is the new solar power plant for our sister company, BEM. At the end of September, the construction progress is around 30%, according to plan as well. Expecting COD is around Q4 this year until Q2 next year, with the investment budget of up to 250 million baht. Okay, let's deep down a little bit in the Luang Prabang investment. The Luang Prabang hydroelectricity power project is the 1,400 megawatt run-of-river power plants with a concession period of 35 years and sell electricity 100% to EGAT. The construction will start in the 2023, and as I mentioned, the construction progress is now 27. The SUD is yet at the early 2030. CKP hold 50% of the company, and we have to inject in total of around 21 billion. We already inject around 6 billion, and the rest will be almost 15 billion across this year till 2029. Okay, the last one, focusing on the greenhouse gas on the right side. In the past, we released the greenhouse gas on scope 1 and scope 2 at around 700,000 something ton carbon each year, and for 9 months of this year, we already released at around 500,000 ton carbon, and we still have a little bit gap for release the carbon emission. But in terms of the greenhouse gas intensity per the electricity production, we quite low from the average Thailand grid. We release only 0.074 ton carbon per megawatt hour versus Thailand grid at around 0.4999, which is our main points, and we are totally green company.
Okay, the session has come to an end. So on behalf of the Stock Exchange of Thailand, I would like to thank you investors and corporate for joining the conference. We look forward to welcoming you all again in the next quarter. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณนะคะ
Thank you.
สวัสดีค่ะ